welcome back. This episode has myself on another solo filming deer hunt in Ohio. This is my personal best hunt I have ever been on for whitetail deer, so I am very excited to show you the outcome. It's the first week of archery season in Ohio, and so it's a great week. October 17th will be imprinted in my brain for a long time to come. Hang with me. Let me take you on my journey. Now day one has us here at about 4 o'clock, and I get this small doe coming out, which I've been seeing on camera quite often. And then back at the back here on the scrape line, I got another deer checking it out. So. Now here it's getting about 5 o'clock and this small buck comes out, and I've been seeing him on camera too, and he stays in here about 30 minutes before disappearing off in the darkness. Well, dang. Day one didn't start out too well. I'd been seeing between 3 and 9 deer every evening right before dark on cameras, but the bucks I had been on cameras were always nocturnal. Bucks were coming in between 30 to 45 minutes after dark for the past 6 weeks or so straight. Now the weather was not bad for October. Daytime temps in the 60s and night times in the low 40s. Deer movement had picked up, and there had been more pics throughout the night, and was starting to get buck pictures in the AM just after daylight. My stand location is a 6-foot platform that I built back in the summer with a double bull blind, set back in a pine thicket. From deer's entry point downwind, I overlook a food plot with 3 gravity feeders, in which 2 had been depleted and 1 switched to a time feeder. Food plot consists of a mixture of things, including clover. Now day 2, I'm a bit more excited because I got a lot more deer action. It's around 4 o'clock. Same thing, opposite side of my food plot. Deer come in, clear at the end, deer come in. So I get a spike working the scrape line. And I also get a lot of doe coming in. So the evening's looking good. Just expected maybe one of the bigger bucks coming in, but Now day 2's in the books and still not the deer I was expecting. Hang with me, day 3 is something to remember. Okay, day 2 was a bust, but day 3 is going to be good, or so I'm hoping. I'm starting out with watching the moon phase with the deer movement schedule that a friend on Facebook posted. Do they work? Heck, I didn't know, but was going to give it a try. Wednesday of the first week was showing 5 for deer movement, so my decision to hunt Wednesday was a must. Hunting strictly afternoons because of location, I get into my stand about 3:30, only because I know when they move here. Now I get settled in expecting much of the same, a few doe, some smaller bucks, but always hoping for this one buck. Okay, I'm here in the stand for about 40 minutes when I look down range about 150 yards and see a buck I have seen on camera working a scrape line. Funny, I had not seen him other than nocturnal on camera ever, and he was skittish. Things were looking up. Okay, now I have to confess something. After watching this buck for about 10 minutes, he just dropped down in the woods and disappeared. So now I'm confused as to what he was afraid of. Not winded, didn't see anything. So I turned the camera off. After 20 minutes, I'm not paying attention, I'm playing on my phone, when the buck I had seen all summer, should call him nocturnal, because only seeing him at dark, pops up to work the scrape that the smaller buck had just visited. Guess what? Too busy watching and forgot to turn on the camera. So by the time I figured it out, about 3 minutes, he done dropped back into the woods. Now at this point, I'm searching the wood line for where he dropped in, and I seen him 3 times just standing in the brush. So I was trying to pick him up on camera. Now it's funny, I'm sitting here still watching deer movement. I know these 2 big bucks come out, dropped in behind this feeder here back in the shadows. Not seeing any deer. Finally these 2 doe come out, another doe to the left come out, and they're all watching over the hill. It's like they're waiting on the king to come up, but they're all watching. They're watching, I'm watching. Then to the left, out of the blue, here comes a deer up to the left that I didn't see, and then a nice buck. with the doe, and they're all looking one direction. So I'm kind of excited with a lot of high hopes, and then there he is. Before the shot, as you notice, I hesitated in moving the camera because I had a few eyes on me, and I was trying to get the bow up and ready and get a range established with my rangefinder. Before the break, I had just shot the biggest deer of my life. Pretty excited, to say the least. And forget a lot of things when you're trying to film a hunt by yourself. I thought I had a good shot, but wasn't sure without reviewing the footage. I was using my X-caliber crossbow, so the shot was so fast I couldn't see the bolt. Just the sound of the hit and the deer's reaction. Now after about 30 minutes into it, it was getting dark, and I got out of the blind and just walked quietly over to the edge of the wood line to see if he was close. Wasn't there. Now, as excited as I was with getting the shot, I was just as worried something may have went wrong. So when I checked the footage in the truck and realized it was just a bit back, but still a good shot, when in doubt, back out. Now, does a hunter sleep well at night, not knowing? Heck no. Had so many thoughts going through my head. I didn't do this, didn't do that. Wow, what a night. I was asked on the phone, why not go look for him tonight? Just not sure about the shot. Weather was going to be in the low 40s, some meat would be okay. No coyotes in the area that we'd seen. No rain, no need to possibly push the deer. So I made the decision to hold off till dawn. In the process of 9 hours though, I got a hold of a good friend, Nick Rhodes, my brothers, and even got a deer finding dog on the line just in case I need him the next day. All right, it is the morning. Let's see, what is this? I get confused because I didn't even sleep last night. It's Thursday morning. I shot this deer last night, Wednesday night. I come down to I'm about 50 yards in the woods. Didn't see nothing. So I got my brother this morning, or last night. Got a friend of mine that's running the camera, Nick, and we got in here this morning, and it just so happened my older brother come in here early this morning, and he happened to find a deer for me, so we didn't have to really look really hard, but at least we were able to find it. But we came down, we got about 50 yards in the wood, and then we started seeing blood trail. So we got a blood trail coming down, and like I say, I shot with a crossbow, bolt blew clear through him, but he didn't really start to bleed till he got down about 40-50 yards in the woods, and then we followed the blood trail down, which will run it down here to the deer. Here's what I expected. He's there. So let's go take a look at him. See, we started dropping good blood here. See, this blood, even with it being, it's still bright red blood. This is still lung blood. He's throwing out some of it there. And it looks like he hit here and he just crashed. Bam. So everybody says, is he what I expected? Yep. Remember I said the other night, I was texting on Facebook, and I said, I was after everybody names their bucks. I said, I didn't name a buck, but I call this one hit list because it's the only one I had on the hit list. And just so happens last night was it. He come in. Steve just happened to went to Texas, so Steve missed it. So sorry Steve, but you missed another one. But it's a good one, so I'm pleased. I'm pretty tickled. I was glad my brother here and my other brother found it, and Nick's here. So I said, I'm gonna get this one back home, and he's gonna go on the wall. blessed indeed. It seems like every time I get the opportunity to take a nice deer, I'm always by myself, which is okay with me, but forgetting things one needs for a video is always easier when somebody is there to help remind you of shots you may forget. Hey, I want to say thanks to our partners, sponsors, my family and friends for all of their support. Without them, a lot of opportunities to be out in the outdoors would not be possible. Stick with us, as we say, in the woods, on the water, and everything in between. Till next time.